What have I done to you to deserve this betrayal from you? You're a wicked friend.
They say in the village of Asante, a secret shared between two women is like a river with two mouths. One of them will dry up, and the other will flood everything in its path. What if I told you, the person holding your wedding crown was the very one who planned to wear it herself? Stay with me. Because what Adwoa did to Abena on the morning of her wedding, even the ancestors had to look away. In the lush, sun-warmed village of Kairamfeso, nestled between the whispering cocoa trees and the red earth roads, life moves slowly, like honey dripping from a comb. Every evening, women pounded fufu in rhythm. Children chased fireflies. And the elders sat beneath the great odum tree, watching. Always watching. But beneath the beauty of this village, as with all beautiful things, there were thorns hidden in the flowers. Abena was a woman the sun itself seemed to favor. Her laugh rang through the village like a talking drum. Her kindness was well known. She would give her last grain of corn to a stranger. And Adwoa. Adwoa was her shadow. Her best friend since childhood. They had shared everything, secrets, sorrows, and even the same calabash of palm wine on the night of every new moon. Abena would say, Adwoa, you are the sister my mother never gave me. When I marry Kofi, you will stand beside me. You will be my witness before the ancestors. Adwoa replied, and I will be there, my sister. I will be right there. She smiled. And that smile, it held a different meaning than Abena knew. What Abena did not know was this: Adwoa had loved Kofi first. Long before Abena ever caught his eye at the Yam festival, Adwoa had whispered his name into her pillow at night. But Kofi had chosen Abena. And Adwoa had smiled, that same smile, and said she was happy for them. A lie dressed in Kent cloth is still a lie. So Adwoa began to plan. Quietly. Patiently. The way a spider builds its web, not in haste, but with terrible precision. Adwoa whispered to herself, if I cannot have Kofi, then neither can she. Not if his heart is turned cold by the truth. 3 days before the wedding, Adwoa went to see Kofi's family. She brought kola nuts, the sign of a serious message. She told them a story. A carefully crafted lie that Abena had been seen meeting another man in secret behind the market. That the child she carried might not be Kofi's. A rumor is a fire. You do not need to tend it after you light it. By the second day, the whispers had spread like harmattan wine through the dry season. Abena noticed the eyes of Kofi's mother following her, cold like the eyes of a fish. Abena said, Kofi, what is wrong? You have not looked at me since yesterday morning. Kofi said, I have had things, Abena. Things that disturb my heart. And on the morning of her wedding day, Abena woke up alone. No message from Kofi. No footsteps. No drum to call the ceremony. But Adwoa. Adwoa arrived at Abena's door dressed for a celebration, smelling of shea butter and wearing her finest cloth. Adwoa said, Oh Abena, you did not hear. Kofi has called off the wedding. But the ancestors were watching. And the old woman who lived beyond the cocoa trees, Mem Akojua, she had seen Adwoa go to Kofi's family. She had heard every word through the thin walls of the compound. She had said nothing then. But on this day, the day a bride wept in the dust of a cancelled wedding, she rose from her stool. Madame Akojua then said, Call the elders. Call Kofi. Call his family. I have something to say that cannot wait until sunset. Under the great odum tree, the whole village gathered. And Madame Akojua spoke. Every word. Every lie Adwoa had carried to Kofi's family in the skin of a kola nut offering. The silence that fell was the kind of silence that breaks things. Kofi, turning to Adwoa, you, who ate from our table. Who called her sister? You did this. Adwoa opened her mouth. But no words came. The spider had been caught in her own web. The elders deliberated. In Kairam Feso, betrayal of this kind had a name. It was called Asimpakyo Abirikia. The truth travels, even when the lie runs faster. Adwoa was asked to leave the village for one full season. To sit with her shame in the home of her grandmother's people and reflect on what she had done. Kofi returned to Abena's father's house with double the bride price, on his knees, and with a heart that had learned the weight of doubt. And Abena wept. Not for the wedding that was lost, but for the friendship she buried that day, because a true friend cannot be replaced, not even by love. Abena said, the wound Kofi's doubt gave me will heal. But the wound Adwoa gave me, that one cut deeper. Because she used my trust as a weapon. The elders of Kairam Feso say, the person who seeks to destroy your name desires your downfall. Envy is a hungry thing. It does not ask permission before it begins to eat. Guard your joy carefully. Not everyone who celebrates with you is celebrating for you. And yet, the lesson is not only about betrayal. It is about truth. Because Mame Akojua could have stayed silent. She could have said it was not her business. But she chose truth over comfort. And that choice saved 2 lives. As the proverb says, the truth may be bitter like cola, but it is the bitter cola that heals the sickness. And so ends the tale of Abena and Adwoa. 2 women, 1 betrayal, and a truth that would not be buried. If this story touched something in you, if you have ever trusted someone who used your trust as a stepping stone, drop a love in the comments. Let me know I am not storytelling into silence. Subscribe if you are new to this channel. Every week I bring you African folktales that carry wisdom older than our grandparents, stories that were never meant to die. And share this story with someone who needs to hear it today. Because sometimes, the tale finds the person before the person finds the tale. Until next time, may your path be clear, and your circle be true. See you in the next one. Bye for now.